It's Friday, so we're taking it a bit light. I'm waiting for our folks to join the studio with us. I see one guy already is with us, so let's get straight to this guy, um, this young guy. Let's hear what he has to say. DJ Shrimpy, how are you?
I am doing pretty fine, my brother. And how are you doing today?
I am great, really, really great. I can't complain. I see you yourself looking sharp. How's the pandemic treating you?
Well, the same as everybody who's towing the line and obeying the scientists and the doctors. I mean, I work with a home health agency, and I teach, so I have to practice whatever I preach.
You have to practice whatever you preach.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. I like to hear that, Shrimpy. And look, Shrimpy, you have been around. I don't want to say donkey years because you're not an old guy. I don't think you're older than I am. Right? So you've been playing music for a while, and we like that.
Okay.
We're joined by another guy. Let's get this other famous guy on together. Let's bring him on together. We can't get him waiting in studio. There he is. My good friend Terry Gadraj. Terry, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, Mark. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be on your program.
Oh, yeah, and it's really nice to have you here, original Guyana Babu, right? we will get to that in a moment, Terry, but we have our DJ, another DJ from Linden, DJ Shrimpy. Tell us as to when you started this business, man. At what age, and where are some of the discos in Linden and across Guyana you've played?
Before I answer your question, can I say something about Terry?
Sure.
Terry,
Yeah.
anytime I play your song, I sing it word for word anywhere I go. You ask any Guyanese.
All right, Terry, you wanna give him that challenge? You want him to do
Hey,
it?
man. If he says so, then he can do it. I believe him. But I
Shrimpy,
would love
let's
to hear him in his version.
Shrimpy, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Who?
Who you, Shrimpy? Go ahead.
You mean without the music?
Without the music, yeah.
Okay. May come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. Mr. Pack up me grip. I used to see me doing the action. Pack up me grip, the grip. Nano suitcase. Terry, you're large,
do you agree? Do you okay that?
I would like for him to join me on stage next time at the National Stadium.
You do it now for us, Terry. Let us hear you. Open it up with
Oh,
that.
right. So yeah, may come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. But wait, I think Mr. Mark Benschop wanna add something when I say rice and sugar. What do you say, Mark? May
Because
come
I
from
know
the con.
the
Hey,
country
hey.
they call Guyana,
land
the
of the
land
oil.
of the oil. Okay.
Land of the oil.
You know
Me
which one
say
of your
pack.
songs? You know which one
Uh-huh.
of your songs I like? I like them all, Terry.
Yeah.
Mami dele roti daddy chunky dal.
Thank you, brother. But we love to eat roti, so that's why we make that song, right?
Oh, my mama bai. We really love that. Irish. Terry is from Irish Village on the quarantine. DJ, let's go back to DJ Shrimpy. You started this DJing business how long now?
1982.
Terry wasn't born yet.
By
And yeah, and to tell you how it started, it is so funny. Um, I used to be living with my mother, my father, in Amelia's ward, and my father had a lamp, at the shade. I used to pull up the shade, and he had a 45 that he bought. Come on, let's make up. That was the only record we had. So I used to take the lampshade on, off, and use the stand as a mic, right? And entertaining my brothers and my sisters them. Then he continued to buy some more records and LPs and stuff. and I kind of get to like listen to the lyrics. Those days was like radiogram. Terry, you know what's radiogram?
Yes, man, I do know. I know. They had a
But
big
Terry,
record
but
thing.
Terry, I don't know about radiogram, right? You know, on the quarantine, what I'm familiar with, and I'll be honest, other than GBC and thing, I'm familiar with Radio Rani.
Hey,
You
that's
know
true.
Radio
If you're in
Rani?
cartoon, you'd be hearing Radio
Yeah.
Rani from Suriname.
Okay, okay. So my father decided to buy some more records, and that time the Crescent Cinema in Linden, where everybody used to go to watch movies. But before the movies started, they used to be playing music upstairs in the operating room. So I used to get away with the records and go upstairs in the operating room to play music, right? Then I met a woman, both we got Tom boyfriend, girlfriend, got her pregnant. I don't work no way. So my mother told me you have to find a job. I ended up in Georgetown as a waiter at the Pegasus Hotel. Then I worked there for 1 year and I moved to a place called the Orient Restaurant in, I think it's Waterloo Street. And I was serving a big table and a guy came in with a cowboy hat from Linden, Mr. Gabby Haynes. And he said to me, "You're not the guy that used to blow the mouth organ at the Mackenzie Hotel? I find you like music. Come with me." I said, "Sir, I'm serving a table here right now." He said, "Come." And he took me downstairs in his Thunderbird car. He had a big Thunderbird car. And just drive off like that. Where we going? He said, "We're going to Linden." And he took me to a place called the Cat Whiskers and introduced me to his son, Noel. He said, "Show this man how to play the two turntables." That time he had records with turntable. The first thing caught my eyes was the microphone. Anyway, Noel showed me how to spin, how to mix from one turntable to the other one. And he would play when he called come in and blah, 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 or whatever. Then George Bax, Mr. Peters, moved me from there in 1 week to the Crimson Bat. And people started coming there, and I wasn't so really good. But then Shade Up, which is the Edge in Linden, he came and he moved me 2 weeks after to the Edge, and the Edge is where I got popular. Doc decided to introduce oldies on Monday nights. Can you imagine people dancing oldies on Monday nights?
On
And
a,
that
mon-
work?
on a
Music.
Monday night.
Yeah, it was ram jam. And then we had the Soul Train on Saturdays that used to be broadcast live on the radio with myself and Pancho Carew. And that is how I got popular around the country, because whatever I play on the radio, in the DJ booth, you can hear on the radio.
Oh, good.
So Shrimpy's all over the radio. People, they're not TV them time. So everything was radio. And then people get to know me, and then I started moving around. And then I from the Soul Train now, I started emceeing at the sports club. Like, yes, sir.
Shrimpy, stick up in with the emceeing work because you've done a heck of a lot of that. I'm
Yeah.
wondering if Terry Gadraj, for many of you who are now joining us, Terry Gadraj and DJ Shrimpy there with us this evening. A bit of a light moment. It's Friday, right? Terry, you're not familiar with like Bat Crimson and the Edge and thing. That till up a Linden side, man.
Not very familiar. I knew like the Georgetown bands and DJs and thing, you know. But Linden, I'm not too familiar.
You got
That's
to
an
go Linden.
education for me, and I
Yeah.
love listening to it. I want to educate myself, you know.
Sure. So now let's get to Terry Gadraj, the man. Everybody knows you. Everyone. Through the Guyana Babu song and lots of other songs, right? But give us a little background about Terry, this little boy from Firish. You were a teacher and these sort of things. Give us a little background as to how you got involved in music and so forth, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mark. You know what it is I was lucky that I grew up in a very musical family. My Aja was a pandit at the Irish Mandir. So, you know, all my uncles, one played the harmonium. He taught me how to play the harmonium, which is the Indian keyboard. The other one taught me the dolak, the Indian drum. The other one, he was in the Dilbahar orchestra. He played guitars. So he taught me a little bit of the guitars. And my dad could have played accordion and also the harmonica, which back home we call it motan. So I
Right.
kind of grew into it. So I was very lucky. And growing up in the Mandir, I was able to also teach other students. And Mark, we did not learn the proper way. I did not know how to read music. It was all ear song. You hearing. So I would play something on the harmonium and I get my guitar here and I'm trying to match it to see which is the A chord, which is the G. So those were the humble beginnings of Terry Gadraj.
Very humble beginnings, and that has taken you around the world. You were in India, you were in Holland, you're all over Suriname. You name it, you've been there, right, Terry? Being that ambassador for Guyana, and I really appreciate what you guys do. But let me ask.
I once said it
Sure.
one thing to Terry.
Yeah.
Um, I left Linden and I used to be living and play music of the quarantine. If you could
Ah,
remember Mahogany
yes.
and
Yes.
the Reno,
Yes.
good.
Yep.
Those two places, I paint them red with your music.
Oh,
Wow.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah. And when I was in Cam Street, Terry, I used to listen to your music too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Terry missed that. Terry now got it. And Cam Street. You're in lockdown, you got to listen to anything. And when you're listening, one of the songs I used to, Oh Lila Wati, your body like a gold, your face like a diamond, you take away my soul. Da, 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 da. How you came up with that? Some of those songs, Terry, are like, for example, Guyana Babu. There's this original version too, but it's very slow. But you nice it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you managed that the first time you sang it? Did you know that it was going to become such a big hit? Guyana Babu.
No idea. No idea. It was just another song that I loved and I sang. What it is, when I left Guyana, I came to New York. That is when I realized how much I love Guyana. Like them say, you never miss the water till the well run dry. In Guyana, we are so foreign minded. At least I was. Everything outside of Guyana was better. The grass was always greener outside. You want American thing. Even now, like I was in Guyana last week, and you hear all these. It's beautiful to hear all these foreign songs. Foreign songs. I wish I could hear more Guyanese music. And it was when I moved to New York, I realized I miss my music. I miss my food of Guyana. I miss all the pretty girl them. And that's when I wrote the lyrics to Bangali Babu. And Mr. Benschop, like you rightly said, it came from the original, which was a lady named Dougla L.C., right? It's a bunch of ladies. I have the recording where they sit down and they clap their hand. And
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
how the original went.
yeah.
Oh, Bangali Babu, eh, Bangali Babu,
Babu.
oh, Bangali Babu, eh, Bangali Babu. Arnam Parnam, that is my name. Me bina parawana, fisime lovade. That was the original. And many, 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 many Guyanese, they did their own little version in it. And I figure, why not? I loved it. And I did my version because I miss Guyana. So I want to pack up my grip and go back to Guyana. And I sing about how I miss the girls, land of the bauxite, rice and sugar. My grandfather, cane cutter, work in the cane fields. They cut cane. We used to go and cut cane and catch cricket there. You remember cricket there, buddy?
I remember all those things, man. People are
Yeah.
asking, some folks are asking, you say your Aja, they want to know Aja and Aji, grandmother and grandfather, Aja and Aji. All right?
That's
Um,
well, you know all the Indian terminology. They differentiate. It's not just grandfather and grandma. The mother side is
but
Nana and Nani,
Anani.
and the father side is Aja and Aji.
You
And we don't
remember
just say auntie and thing, we say mamu. Specifically, on the mommy side, the uncles are mamu and
Mamu
mami.
and Mami?
On the dad side is chacha and
Chacha and
chachi.
Chachi.
So being
Chacha
very
and
specific.
Yeah. So Shrimpy, hey, thank you so much, Terry. We can have this education about culture, which is really
Yes,
really good for all of us.
yes.
It's healthy, and that is what Terry promotes. That is what DJ Shrimpy promotes when he plays his music. Shrimpy, tell Abby a little bit. Terry and I team you. Tell Abby a little bit. When you put on Terry's music, when you play, what's the reaction of the crowd?
Screwball. We screwball.
Yeah, Shrimpy, big up to you, brother. Much
I'm telling
respect.
you. And um, coming back to Guyana Babu, what I like about the song, he put he put the different we call it counties. No, here we call it counties.
Yes,
Demawaro, Essequibo, and Berbice.
yes,
You remember he said bauxite, rice, and sugar. Bauxite is linden,
yeah,
right?
that's right.
So
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
next
Hmm.
time you come to Ghana, me, you going to linden together.
I would love that. I have to get your number from Mark, and I would love to take a trip out to Linden with you, the
Yeah.
celebrity DJ.
Don't get Mark jealous.
No, no. Terry and I go. Terry and I have gone. What was it? Way back, 20 something years back, man, with Sundar Popo and everybody else, right?
Yeah,
I
those.
sing all that. Anything with Indian, look, watch me hear it. I good.
Sing this one. Let me hear you sing this one. Terry, I will give him one chance to sing this one here.
Oh my ninja. That
Ina kota raisa planta farm, sugar dear Gala, why you mean at all? Right? Terry,
Now
don't play
make
it.
joke with Mark, you know. Mark
Exactly.
knows all the cultures inside out. Mark, remember the days of Soca Paradise in Queens, New York, buddy? Oh, keep that quiet. All right. Choo,
But,
me not say that.
but let me see Shrimpy here. Shrimpy, let me see if you know this one here. What is it? A guy wants to marry a girl. He go home and he asks your mother, and your mother said, "No, no, 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 no. Me no want this, but you are no good. How are you gonna do with a chamarty by? How are you gonna
Why
do
you got
with
do it?
in a faith for go in the market, much less to marry to Terry, take it over.
see,
Dollar.
you see, by you
Dolary.
talking, right? By you talking, if you sing, I would know.
Terry, sing a song, man. Sing any song for our
Dolary
listeners.
Betty. And here, before I sing this, Mark, I want to pay tribute to the late, great, mighty enchanter. It was back in those days that he penned these beautiful lyrics. And, he was, I mean, we would say what, an Afro Guyanese, over here we say Black Guyanese, but
Yeah.
much respect to him. Same thing. He was like your true Guyanese, raised the matter to him. He would sing a calypso and he go sing a Indian song. He go mix it together. He go sane, rice and eat roti. And he lived it. He personified, what a great Guyanese artist should be. And much respect to the late, great, mighty enchanter for all those beautiful lyrics. I personally standing on his shoulders today because of that foundation that he laid. Guys like Dave Martin and the Trade Winds, I love him because, they go out there and they don't just sing for them and fill their pocket. It's promoting Guyana, we culture. You have some artists go outside and you don't hear nothing about Guyana. Chup, it's all about trying to be mainstream and trying to, be more commercial without acknowledging your roots, your foundation, your culture. So, man, mighty enchanter, God bless you.
And speaking of that, Terry, we got something we want to congratulate Terry about. I'll mention it shortly. But DJ Strimpy, you wanted to say something? Go ahead, sir.
Um, when Terry just mentioned about a black person singing an Indian song, I don't know the name of this guy. The
Mighty
guy that
Enchanter.
sang Ting Tang Pung 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 Titong Tung Tung Pung Tung Tung na Roti Polori Dala and Pocholi. When he went to Kanji.
Here,
Now
which one?
I heard
Here,
that. I heard that. I have to research and find out who sang that song now,
here,
but I
here,
love it.
here. This one that I like, Terry and DJ Strimpy, and all of our listeners around Guyana and the world listening to us right now. This used to be a commercial on GBC. Boji gal, how are you?
How you cook for dinner?
Mutton curry.
Daburi.
This mutton curry tastes nice. This
Yes,
dalpuri is
yes,
good.
And then you take money by dress, take money by two frack. Now what?
Two.
yes, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Look, Terry, you just received an award. I think it's a Donny Glover award from
Yeah.
Miss Monica Sanchez and her organization. Congratulations, man. Well deserved. How are you feeling now that you're being awarded all these things and people are respecting the fact that you have paid your dues in promoting not just, I wouldn't say Indian culture, a Guyanese culture, because that's what you have been doing. Congratulations, Terry, on that award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And it is funny, Mark, that all the accolades and the awards and the recognition I receive are outside of Guyana, not in Guyana. And that's where my heart belongs. Guyana is the country that I promote every single week, every single month, every single year for over 25 years, nonstop. Every week, I love to perform. I take my Guyana flag and I love to showcase where I come from and my roots and culture. All the cultures, man. We one people, one nation, one destiny. So it's always about our foundation and where we came from. Don't forget who you are.
Don't forget
Exactly.
at all. DJ Shrimpy, every Saturday and Sunday you play, you entertain people on social media, on Facebook, of course. You play your music and you make people feel happy, man, people comfortable, especially during this pandemic period. How do you feel that you entertain hundreds of people, probably thousands of people on the internet during this pandemic, DJ?
I feel so great. And when the pandemic started last year, March, I used to be watching DJ Terry in England. And people were friends of mine were saying, Shrimpy, why don't you do this? I was like, no, 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 no. I don't have the time for this. Because I used to be on call with home with the nurses and the aides. I'm sending them to hospitals. And then we got cut off because of the pandemic. Hospitals shut down. Then I decided to come here and on Facebook and started the show. Then everything went skyrocket. The fans start building up. People start sharing the videos, and the way how I play the music, I decide to play different kind of genre like reggae, soca, Saturday nights a little bit of 80s love and 70s love, and so on. But I always, whenever I'm playing soca, I have to play the Indian music, and nothing better than playing Bangali Babu. I'm not talking about it tomorrow.
Right, tomorrow. Yep. Terry, what about you, man? I know you guys don't do a lot of shows now, but you're busy on
Right.
social media. You do a lot of charitable work as well. How has this pandemic affected you and the industry?
I'll answer that, but let me say big up to Shrimpy, you and all DJs out there. Without you guys, the people wouldn't get to hear our music and our voices. So much thanks to you and Mark, like you inviting me tonight, highlighting me on this program. All those are the little things that I am personally very grateful for. The pandemic, like you said, Mark, you know the business, bro. You know our business. That one thing about you, you not just know one thing, you're a jack of all trades, right? For us, as you know, we haven't been able to do any live performances. But we try to reach out to our fans and do little promotional virtual concerts. And I've been more productive though. I was able to record more songs. Every single month I bring out something, sang songs about the coronavirus and everything. And I'll just keep recording. And I know that things will open up. We've done a few little minor, small private events, but small, nothing very profitable or anything. But safety first. We always have to err on the side of caution. So thank you guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Shrimpy, for also entertaining our fans, our people, making people happy and giving them a little diversion during the coronavirus pandemic.
And you guys have been doing a great job, Terry, a fabulous job because of keeping the Guyanese culture alive. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's
Thank you.
chutney, whether it's reggae, soca,
Yeah.
Guyanese style, it
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
matter, man. And
Another thing, Mark.
yeah,
Another thing. I was saying earlier about MC shows. When I was in London, whenever an international artist comes to Guyana, Pancho would do it in Georgetown, I do it in London. But of the quarantine, I met Drupati.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Benji
was able to
Darling,
bring her on the stage.
Benji Darling, not
Yeah, Drupati,
no Nisha Benjamin sing Benji Darling,
the
right?
sister. You remember the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
How better, right? Then I met Crazy, and then I met this guy. Oh, an Indian guy. He came and his name is Raymond something. Anyway, um, then when I left Mahogany and I went back to Linden, I ended up on television where I was doing a show called Especially Yours, like how I do the show on Facebook. But you see me in my suit and reading happy birthday greetings go to little Kanisha, and you put in the picture on the screen. Then I will play a song for little children. Then go up to the teenagers, then adults. Everything is music. And then between then and there, I'm the one who started the karaoke in Linden. And that was great. People used to be ashamed to sing. I gotta be singing all night. And he's gotta be begging people to come and sing. Right? And now karaoke in those days was fun. For you to sing
Yeah.
and people laugh. Now it's gone professional.
You know, one of the things, and congrats to you on that, Shrimpy. I know you've made your mark there in Linden, throughout Linden, all over Guyana as well. But the next time Terry Gadraj is in Guyana, he has got to go to Linden, man. You've got to
Yes.
go Linden, buddy.
Yes.
I would love to hook me up, please. I don't want
A
to
lot
go
of
with
people.
Shrimpy.
You got a lot of fans there, bro. You got to go to Linden.
You
Terry,
just tell me when you're ready. I'll make myself available.
do something
All
for us,
right.
Terry. Perform anything you want to perform. You see you ready there. Do
Hey,
something.
oh, you,
It's 10 o'clock.
well, you know, we got a little. Oh, Bangali Babu. Oh, Guyana Babu. Oh, Bangali Babu. Shrimpy Babu. Shrimpy is the very best at the Linden Babu. Me and Shrimpy, boy, we come in Linden. That was for you, Shrimpy.
Yes. That was good. Thank you.
Really, really good. One of the things, I don't know, maybe later on, because my eldest son was a good
Yeah.
fan, a big fan of yours. You've met him before, Rajiv. He has since
Yes.
passed away. Um,
Yes.
his favorite song was from the movie Kayamase, Papa Kitare Badanamu Karega. I hope that
Hey.
you do, yeah, I hope that you do sing that song one day in a
Mhm.
Chutney version. Papa Kitare Badanamu Karega. Beta hamara haisa kaam karega magar ye to kohi na
कोई न
jaane
जाने
mere
कोई
manzil
मंजिल
hai
है
kaha.
कहाँ.
He has, he has a strong meaning, Terry.
Yes.
And I bet you
Yes.
speak, a little Hindi to aapke naam kya hai? Yeah,
Hey.
right? Aapke naam kya hai, right? Mera naam.
Me think
Uh,
you know more than me, buddy.
I think we've attended a concert with Babla Kanchan. You have done a lot of work with them. Great people. What are your thoughts of Babla Kanchan and their daughter Nisha? Babla Kanchan is now deceased, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. You know, I was very fortunate, Mark, to have shared the stage with all these legends like Babla, Kanchan, Ramdev Chaitu, the tan singer from Suriname, Sundar Popo, Lotela, Sonny Man. So it was a great. I came into the music business like the perfect time. I entered when all these great legends were leaving, so I was able to learn from all of them. And one of the main things that I learned from them is humility, staying grounded, not to get carried away by the little celebrity status you get. Because I see a lot of guys came on the scene, drink up, party up, disappear. Come on the scene, make a thing, disappear. But I I learned all these great qualities from all these legends whose hands that I passed through. I was able to share the stage with them. And you rightfully, Nisha, Kanchan's daughter, she's still doing a little performance and so here and there. I do keep in contact with the brother as well and the dad, Mr. Babla himself.
Good people. They were really, really nice people. Shrimpy, what do you have planned for us this weekend, man? I know it's Easter weekend. What are your plans?
Well, tomorrow, I'm planning to be playing the old what we call rock steady. Ride a donkey and those kind of stuff.
I
Then we
love that.
get
That's
into the
the
soca.
best.
Then we get into the soca. And Sunday is the big show, the gospel show,
Mhm.
which way you sometimes you're the deacon picking up the hearts.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, Terry recently celebrated Phagwah in Guyana. You were there in Guyana. You're all over
Yes.
Guyana, man. I saw you sitting down next to a big fireside and all these different things. What was Phagwah celebration like this year, especially with the pandemic?
Very muted. As you know, Mark, every year we're at a stadium, 20 to 40,000 people passing through all races, all creed, I mean, all religions, they would pass through there, but we could not have, it didn't happen last year. For me, I celebrated no Pagwa last year. It was just with my immediate family members, mommy, daddy, and things like that. So this year, I didn't want to miss it because Pagwa is the festival I love the most in the entire world, even more than Christmas. Though I know Christmas is so big, but Pagwa for me, it has grown immensely over the years. You just type in Color Fest on Google, and you'll see the magnitude of Pagwa. A lot of people don't call it. Some call it Phagwah, some call it Holy, some call it Color Fest. Millions. I mean, even right at Shea Stadium, they have big Phagwah festivals throughout the year. So this year, long story short, I didn't want to miss Phagwah, even though it would have been very small. We went to the Better Hope Mandir, only a few people. Then we went to Luzignan. We went to another mandir over West Dem. As you know, I traveled through all just to kind of little have a taste and put on my mask and thing and play a little pagwa, throw a beer, little powder and thing. And I wanted to hear Chowtal singing, which, as you know, Mark, the real traditional core of pagwa and the burning of holika and all the meaning of what pagwa or holy is about. And I was happy that I was able to do it. I feel reinvigorated. I feel so refreshed, and I'm so happy and thankful. We did it in a safe manner, and everyone was happy.
One of my favorite, before we get back to Shrimpy, as a little boy, I became fascinated with Phagwah, not because of my relatives some of whom are Hindus still, some even went on to become Christians, but I love this. Amitabh Bachchan made me love Phagwah even more from his movie
Mm.
Silsila. I don't know that song Longai La Chica, right? Longai La
Yeah.
Chica, right?
रंग
Longai La
बरसे भीगे चुनरे वाली रंग बरसे.
Hey, holy hey! Are Longa Barese, Are Longai La Chica, bhai? Longai La Chica. Let me hear you
Tira
tell you.
लगाया लौंगा इलायची
La
का.
Chica.
Hey.
Hey!
But Mark,
Oh,
if I may mention one thing, one of the most important things about Phagwah that I love,
sure.
when we are all covered in that beer and that powder, nobody can tell who black, who white, who yellow, who whatever skin color. We all become one on Phagwah Day with all the colors all over us. And Mark, you know the history of Juve. Carnival back in the days was just like mud and water and things, very similar to Phagwah. Look at Juve now. You people think it's Phagwah because all the colors of Phagwah, you name it, they rent these big halls and we celebrate Juve, to mark Carnival, and it's just like Phagwah. And these are the things that unite all of us, man. And when you really look deep into it, we are, like Guyana said, we are one people, one nation, one destiny. It showcases that oneness in all of us.
Sure, that oneness indeed. And Terry, I'm glad that you brought that out because that's what Guyanese is all about. You were recently, like I've said earlier, in Guyana. I saw you with some of the politicians, them, and which is good. And then you mentioned to me also, because I saw some of them were singing with you. Then you
Yes.
mentioned that when you met many years ago, you met then President David Granger. He was also singing your song, Guyana Babu.
You know,
What was it
I
like? What is
was,
it like? What is it like when these big politicians, these leaders, are actually singing your song?
man, it humbles me. It makes me this small to know how powerful music is. I mean, Guyana Babu, right? The greatest soca star in the world today, Marshall Montano. Every time he comes to Guyana, he would sing Guyana Babu. And it doesn't matter where he is, whether it's Queens or Toronto or Florida. Once he see Guyanese and a Guyanese flag, he would bust out, "Oh, Bangali Babu." And, it really touches my heart. And Mr. Granger, he shocked me. I could have fallen down dead right there. I walked in,
Terry, you
Mr.
know we don't speak like that from the quarantine. We don't speak like fall dong, ma. Come on, say fall, say dong better. How we say dong from quarantine? Fall,
I know,
fall
I got
dong,
dropped down dead.
fall, drop dong. Right, I'll be fall
Yeah.
dong. So
Yes,
when
yes.
Mr. Granger sang that song, you were just shocked.
Oh my God, I was shocked because he walked out, and he's always a gentleman, soft spoken, very. He came out, first thing out his lip, "Oh, Bangali Babu," and he bust a laugh and thing, and we shake hands, take out pictures and thing,
I could just
and
I
it
could
was
just
such a humble. Uh-huh.
I could just imagine, Terry, the voice that Mr. Granger sang. "Oh, Bengali Babu, oh, Bengali Babu, oh, Bengali Babu." Hey, Shrimpy, your closing remarks, my friend. I know you have hundreds of fans, thousands of people, Linden and other places. They appreciate and they love what you do, man. And I thank you too, Shrimpy, for all that you have been doing, not just during this pandemic period, but throughout your DJing career. Thank you so much for all that you do, all that you have done. But your closing remarks, sir.
Okay, Mark. First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. And before I leave, oh, I always have a pad. I write down birthday greetings. All the folks who are watching, your birthday greetings will be read tomorrow, Saturday, 11:30, and then tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'll be back on the air. On Sunday at 11:30 is the big gospel show, and then at 1 o'clock, oldies are goldies. But before I leave, Mark, I want to give my humble heart to you. Condolences for the loss of your friend, Colin.
Yeah.
So sad to hear.
Yeah, Colin Ming. Actually,
Yeah.
Stanley Ming is my good friend. I've met Colin a couple of times, and we talk about Stanley Ming. Terry, Stanley Ming, a businessman back there in Guyana. His brother got into an accident yesterday, but succumbed today. So
Mm.
condolences, of course, to
Yeah.
Stanley Ming and his family. Yeah.
Sorry to hear
Yes,
about that.
sir. Heartfelt.
Yeah.
Terry, so we give you this opportunity. You have thousands of fans all across Guyana, even in Linden. And like you said, when you go back to Guyana, you gotta go Linden by, right? You got,
Lakamase.
yeah, you got to go Linden. If you not go Linden, me not talk back to you. I tell you straight, me not talk
Shrimpy
back.
is my passport. Shrimpy, if I don't make it to Linden, it's Mark's fault, right? He got to
Right.
make sure me get your number. We WhatsApp, we stay in touch.
Like somebody, I just saw some because a lot of people are commenting. One lady asked that you must sing Lote Lal because they must think that Lote Lal is your song. That's actually Sonny Man's song.
Yes,
Lote
yes, yes.
Lal. But we don't want a Lote. No, my Lote.
I know I lote lal. Everyone, go te dal. Come go te dal. You can take the double and the double one thing and go te and you gotta get the jira and so on. Chunky the dal, right?
You know, one of the good things though, the song Mami Bele Roti Daddy Chonky Dal, it's a true story because that's what happens in the kitchen, right? Is that how you got that song? Mami Bele Roti Daddy Chonky Dal.
Exactly, exactly. And this is something that as a kid I sang in Guyana. It wasn't a song, but my mom, dad is always a family affair. My sister would help do something. Mommy Bailey roti, daddy chonke dal, and big body eat out dal, right? But that
Mhm.
is exactly how it started, Mark. And then I sat and I kind of penned it out, the rest of it, but exactly how it started.
All right. We really are proud of you guys. Terry, we are proud of you. And I'm also proud that we have been friends for over 20 something years. And, we never cross each other's path in a bad way at all. I just want to say that I salute you, sir, and continue Hopefully, you two gentlemen can get. I don't know if you have not received a national award as yet, Terry. Guyana National Award. You deserve that.
By them Guyanese people, Guyanese government don't recognize their Guyanese artists, but I do it for the people of the country, you know. As you can see, you know, almost 30 years, I didn't need their recognition or accolades or anything, or no award, no certificate. I need that because Guyana is my country and my people. I want to make them proud, and I sing for the people of Guyana. It doesn't matter what race, what creed, what religion, man. They all give me love, Mark, and my heartfelt thanks. Like I said, I got to thank all the DJs like Shrimpy here, Mark, you giving me this opportunity, and more so, all the people who are listening to you, following you, viewing you, you know. Like I always tell the people, there is no me without you. You are the guys who make me who I am. Terry Gadraj, that Guyana Babu, and I am eternally grateful. And me not need no award to keep doing what I've been doing. I love it. It comes from my heart for the people.
Comes from your heart for the people, indeed. Terry, you know I like to make my request for your song. Hopefully, one day you'll do a remix of one of my favorite songs from the movie Kabi Kabi, Me Palidor. That lovely
Hey,
poem.
that's a beautiful, and you know, you sang about the Papa Kehetehe. I actually wrote not so much of a chutney, but I used that melody. I love you, Papa, my loving father. It was a Father's Day song that I wrote for my dad. So it's there under I Love You, Papa, the same Papa Kehetehe medley.
Remix all these old Indian songs, like even from the movie Hum Kasi Ke Kam Nahi, Kya Hua
Woo!
Tera Wara Wo Kasam Wo Yara, Lore Ka
Hey,
Dil, listen to me, Moe Zindagi Te. All right, maybe I should have
June,
become a singer, man. A
wait,
Shrimpy,
wait,
maybe I,
wait. Let me give you me version. Let me give you the Guyanese version of Kya Hua, right? Here it
sure.
is. Kya hua, me like your data. वो कसम मेगा मारे दम बोलेगा दिल मेगा walk a rice mill. I'm gonna
Walk
cocaine and
around.
cut the
My
yeah
favorite
man.
was the first thing I heard in Georgetown when I come. I heard that my darling, she let me down. She let
She
me
let
down,
me
friend,
down,
let
friend. She let me down.
me down. She went with a katahar all over town.
Alibi.
Shrimpy, here it is. I think me and Mark got to collaborate on some lyrics. And Shrimpy, you got to help with a little music. And we got to do a collaboration. What do you say?
Not a problem. I'm
Let
ready.
me do
Let's
it.
do it.
Mark, you got to
Ready.
sing. You got to sing. You got to sing. You got
जैसे
to come
कोई
up.
मेरे जिंदगी ते आए को बापन जाए. You know those
Woo!
old ones.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
Batman Jaye.
Jaye. Let's go, guys. Guyana Babu, Shrimpy, that's your favorite. Terry, start it, and we'll end the show with that. Let's go. Terry, start with Bangali Babu.
Oh, Bangali Babu. Oh, Guyana Babu. Oh, Bangali Babu. Yay!
Guyana. Hold on. Start. 1 second.
I am the very best in the Guyanese Babu.
Linden Babu.
I am the very best in the Guyanese Babu.
Linden Babu.
Mark, your turn.
They come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, their island sugar. Me say, what?
Whoa!
Pack up your grip and let we go. Me have to go back to Guyana some more.
You
Gosh.
got to pack up me grip and let me
We,
go.
we want we want the listeners who are not in Guyana for sing along with us. All three of us. Me say, pack up, come
Me
Terry.
grip
Me
and
grip
let me
and let me
go.
go. We got
We
to
have to
go back
Go
to
back to
Guyana some
Guyana some
more.
more. Are you singing a
Me
song too
say,
slow?
pack up, me grip and let me go. We got to
Me got
come
to
back
go back
to
to
Mark
Linden
Benschop
one
some more.
more.
yeah.
Mark,
You
you got to
guys have
invite me back, please.
you guys have to return. Terry, we all love and appreciate what you do, my brother. Thank you so much. You and your family continue to keep safe in this deadly COVID-19 pandemic period. And same to you, Shrimpy, you and your beautiful family. Give my regards to your wife, Claudette, as well. Um, Continue to keep safe. And to all of our listeners, thank you all for tuning in this evening. This was a little bit of a different show with Terry Gadraj and DJ Shrimpy. Quite deserving indeed. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. God bless
Wonderful.
you. Yeah,
Wonderful time.
Thank
Listen.
you. Thank you.
have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend, everyone. Yeah. All right, that was it. We could have gone on and on and on and on, but that's it. We've just got to pull the curtain down, man. Um, Honestly, I feel a little bit emotional. And I'm an emotional kind of guy, you know? I feel like shedding some, just two little teardrops to you guys because this is how we have to live, man. Put the politics aside. Forget about politics. I'm going to agree and disagree with politics, about certain issues. But that means that we can't get along. That means that we can see and embrace each other's culture, sing each other's song, knock one roti here, knock little cook up there, knock little pepper pot, or whatever, chow mein and these guys. It doesn't mean that we can't do that, man. But you see, because of some dotish politicking, tend to divide us as a people. We've got to stop it. We've just got to stop it, man. Because when we're outside of Guyana, we're sitting in a train, we look around to see if anybody from Guyana. And we embrace each other, regardless of ethnicity. We're inside a disco or what you call it, a sport hall or whatever, and you hear Chutney song, come on, you go see how much are you? How much are you? Run for the dance floor to screw the light bulb. And then when you get reggae and soca, come on, you go see how much everybody jumping and we not dig a wine, bust a wine, do all sorts of things. We do that because music bring us together. That is the culture. That is what it's about. We learn from each other. Somebody asks what aja means, what aji means. And I'm glad Terry was able to let you guys know. Wanani and nana, pua, aji, aja, mami, mamu, and these sort of things. Look, man, let us stop this disrespecting of each other because of politicking. Let us stop this BS about hungry belly dogs and them nonsense that, man. Let us stop it. Stop it. God damn it. Thank you so much, Terry Gadraj, man. Terry and I go way back. Those days at Soca Paradise and all over. With our good friend, another entertainer, um, Apache Warrior. Warrior, if you're listening this evening, good evening to you, my friend. We've got to get him sometime on the program as well. Next week, we'll try to invite a couple other folks in the entertainment business. DJ Terry, weeks out of England, and maybe we'll get Apache Warrior as well. But for now, stay safe. Monday we'll be back, same place, same time, but with the politics. We've got to do better. We've really got to do better. I oftentimes ask you guys to support this guy business. Support him. He's an electrician. Just go out there and support. Give Imran a call. His number is right there. Support Imran. A good guy out there in Queens. And to all of you, go home, or if you're at the house, knock little roti, knock one little bake, knock your little bread with whatever on it, eat your cook up, drink your dal, and drink your daru too. You don't mind? Drink a little daru, drink a little rum. Have fun, man. Life is too damn short for this sort of pettiness and fighting and calling each other's names. Just stop it. We're all human beings, man. Trust me. I'll be back tomorrow. Same place. Not tomorrow, sorry. I'll be back on Monday. I love you guys. Let me give you guys this kiss, man. Come on. And some of you thought that I don't know Hindi, of course. Watch a lot of Indian movies, lots of them. I got a lot of favorites, right? Kabhi Kabhi, Main Palido, of course, from the movie Silsila, Hum Kasi Ke Kam Nahi. You name it, I know it almost all. Almost all. So don't come for me. I know it all. I could put some of you who come for me to shame. And you know some of you who you are, but that's okay. I've got to go, man.